I've been self-sabotaging for like half of my life. I remember when I was 15, my dad pulled me aside. I like got back from school and I told him that I wanted to quit pole vaulting. And he pulled me aside and he was like, "Why do you always want to quit everything that you're good at? You quit YouTube, you quit gymnastics, you quit swimming, you quit everything. I've quit like hockey, soccer, baseball, and obviously like some things you have to try and quit. You can't like stay in everything forever, so that's fine. But in terms of like the things I was really good at, it was like swimming, gymnastics, and pole vaulting. But the biggest thing that upset my father was the fact that I started YouTube when I was like 10. And I would make these YouTube videos on this small account, and then I branched off to a bigger account, and it was something that fueled me so much. And my father to this day still talks about how he wishes that I continued on that account because I was the happiest that I had ever been in my life. But again, I got to the point where I started doing really good and I quit. Like, I was literally getting to the point where I had big YouTubers like recognizing my account. They were commenting on my videos, and it was people who like big names that like you all know now. And I quit. And I remember I got to a point where I was overwhelmed with school, I was overwhelmed with family drama, and I was overwhelmed with Final Cut Pro X, which was the editing software I was using for YouTube. I spent about a month editing this video that I was working on. It was like taking forever, and the software wasn't working, and it kept quitting. And instead of just moving on to a new video and a new concept, I got so overwhelmed. I think it was more like exterior wise, like with the life around me, but I got so overwhelmed that I stopped and I never went back. I had always known that I had this pattern of like quitting things that I was really good at, especially because my dad was now telling me like to look out for this because it was a constant thing that he saw in me. After I quit YouTube, high school fucking sucked. So I literally just like put all my focus on work. Like I was working a ton and I was doing school a ton. But I really had no creative outlet. And I think that's why I was so depressed. I had literally no creative outlet. So I went to school for fashion design and I studied 4 years of fashion design, and then I did a master's degree in Italy. And I'm now at the point after my master's degree where I'm looking everywhere for jobs, and the job market for fashion is literally so hard. And what keeps popping up into my head is like, you quit everything you're good at, you quit everything you're good at. And this is one of those, the first times in my life where I want to be able to take the power back and not quit something that I'm really good at, not step away when I have so many no's, when I'm receiving so many rejection letters, to not step away and like know my talent and continue going. And that's something that sucked. Like when I was doing YouTube as a kid, I knew how talented I was. I was getting a lot of accolades for it from like even teachers that would find my YouTube videos and people around the school, whatever. And it obviously came with like bullying and hate and all of that. But like I did not care. I have really thick skin when it comes to the internet. I guess that's one thing that I've always had. Where was I going with that? I don't know, but in fashion, I've also received a lot of accolades, but I'm at the point where I know I'm talented in design, but it's just like wrong place, wrong timing. I don't know. I don't know. Something's going on where like I have not been able to find employment aside from my own brand. So I'm always thinking like I'm really happy that my father told me this because it helped me understand um, a huge fault in myself. But everything I do now, like I'll start something new and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to like start this and do it for a little bit and quit. But I guess I have to remember that there's lessons from everything. Like everything that you do, whether you stay in it for a long time or a short amount of time, there's lesson. I always wonder where it comes from. Like, what is the idea of being comfortable in second place and not in first place? Like, where does that come from? Because as a child, like, obviously, we always esteem for first place. But as I got older, I started to find comfort in second place because I didn't have to have all of the pressure on me, if that makes sense. Like, I could just put the pressure on myself, but I didn't have all of the pressure on me. Because when you're first place at anything, it's a lot of pressure. And that's something that I'm trying to learn to like get back to. Like, it's okay to be in first place. It's okay to be very, very good at something. And maybe it was out of fear, I don't know, but taking the back burner on something that you know you're talented in and something that you're passionate about is something that I hope to never do again. Especially after just turning 25, I've experimented a lot in my life. I have done so many sports. I've done so many creative outlets. I've gone to university. I've gone to graduate school. Like, I've done my experimenting. So I guess I'm at the point where I know what I like, I know what makes me happy, and I'm just gonna continue doing those things and hope. Actually, no, I'm not gonna let myself like quit them. I'm just gonna continue like in a steady motion, moving forward with the things that I love doing. But I am always thinking like, why do I do this to myself? And I'm sure there's more of a certain reason. Maybe like therapy would help me understand this, but it's okay to take the back burner sometimes, but I think if you're very passionate about something, you should always go back to it. And I'm not gonna go back to pole vaulting now. I'm probably not gonna go back to swimming now or gymnastics because of my age. I mean, all of the gymnasts now are like 18, like, or younger. But I do have the power to go back to the things that make me fully happy, and I'm really happy that I found live stream on TikTok. But the thing is, I started getting a lot of views again last month on my TikTok, and I stopped. I got really sick, and instead of like coming back after I was sick, I like reevaluated my whole life and I just like stopped. I went live again today, but it had been a month since I had even logged on. And the reason I went live today was because I was like thinking of this video concept. I was thinking like, I can't quit this. Like, this is something that's made me so happy this year. This is something where when I'm doing it, I feel fully in my element and I feel so esteemed. Like, it's the best. It's really something that makes me feel full. I guess I'm making this video to certify as well that like I won't quit live stream. I won't continue to quit the things that make me feel happy. Taking a step back is okay, but abandoning is a whole different story, and I never want to do that again for the things that I love. Thanks for listening to this rant. I will see you all tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.